All right, and we are back here on the GSMC baseball podcast. I just had to run out really quickly, but yeah, so that's the Patreon graphic, obviously. Um, so yeah, yeah, sorry, I just had to run out very quickly. Um, but I am back, and now we're gonna preview the games for tonight. So obviously, I just talked about the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Blue Jays trying to get back to on the right track. They got Barrios on the mound going up against Garrett Cole, and it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. And I guess the good thing is you got the Mariners and the Astros playing against each other. I guess for the Blue Jays' sake, you kind of want the Mariners to win tonight in case you lose, just because then no one really gains any ground on you. With the Astros right behind them. So, yeah, that's an important game for this is an important game for the Blue Jays, and they need to win this game. But again, you're going up against Garrett Cole, who is the favorite to win the Cy Young. So, it's going to be tough, and especially now Aaron Judge is going to be in the lineup tonight. You figure so. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, and then yeah, we're kind of just gonna go down the list with what I have on MLB pulled up. So we got fought. So it's actually fought for the Diamondbacks. So he'll be going for the Diamondbacks tonight against Patino. So Diamondbacks, against the White Sox, who aren't good this year. They need to keep winning, so they maintain that second wild card spot. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. The Mets and the Marlins, they have a doubleheader. First game is 4:10 Eastern time, and then game 2 will be like a half hour, 45 minutes after. I think that's how that works. So yeah, Marlins. I mean, they win these 2 games, and the Cubs lose tonight. The Marlins are going to be in sole possession of that third wild card. So yeah, that's going to be that's a big doubleheader for them. You got the Reds and the Guardians continuing their series. Reds still in it. They're only right now. Again, they're a game and a half back. So Cubs lose, they win. That's big. But then again, the Marlins. It all depends on how the Marlins do, as well. The Rays and the Red Sox. You got Glasnow against Bello. Again, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for the Rays, but they were able to pull it out last night. And you hope Glasnow has a bounce back start. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that. The Orioles continue their series with the Nationals. You got Patrick Corbin on the mound against Grayson Rodriguez. Again, 3 is the magic number for the Orioles. So if they just keep winning, they're gonna get it. The Rays, hopefully, for their sake, they're hoping that the Orioles are, lose tonight and they can get a win. But it's going to be tough because, Patrick Corbin has not been good for the Nationals this year. Tigers and the Royals, they're playing again tonight. Like I talked about with Miguel Cabrera, you're hoping he can have, a home run, give the Tiger fans one last thing to cheer about. So that's that game. Phillies, they clinched their playoff spot. Obviously, there's still like not a great chance for, like the Diamondbacks to catch them for the top spot. So they still have something to play for in terms of, playoff positioning. So, but the Phillies pretty much have that top wild card spot. Obviously, one of the big games to keep an eye on is Tyone going for the Cubs and Vines. I think, again, pronunciation, I apologize. For the Braves, Cubs need to really win tonight. Got to keep that third wild card spot. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. Twins continue their series with the A's. And then you got Wade Miley going for the Brewers tonight against Thompson. The Brewers, again, they clinched the Central. So they pretty much got their playoff positioning set. So, we'll see. I mean, they'll probably keep playing. Obviously their guys are going to keep playing, but they might, rest some guys here and there, keep them fresh for the postseason. Dodgers continue their series with the Rockies. The Braves pretty much, there's still a slight chance, but Braves pretty much got home field wrapped up. But the Dodgers, they could still get 100 wins, and I figure they will do that. So, and then you got Dunning tonight for the Rangers going up against Canning for the Angels. Rangers just, win tonight. Again, you knock off another game and, get closer to clinching the division. And then another big game for tonight, obviously, the Astros. They got Valdez on the mound going up against Bryce Miller for the Mariners. So that series, and of course the Cubs and the Braves, those are the games to keep a close eye on. And then the Padres and the Giants, they continue their series. So yeah, those are all the games right there. Listen, the Mariners-Astros series is very important, and if the Mariners can get the win tonight, that would be huge. Because now the Astros would be on the outside looking in. And yeah, the Astros are in trouble. I keep saying it. They really are in trouble. Obviously, the Verlander start the other night was huge. And, now last night with Christian Javier, it was going to be tough because he hasn't pitched well as of late. And the Astros offense couldn't get anything going against George Kirby. So, yeah, it's we're just gonna have to. This is the rubber match. This is the rubber game right here. So whoever takes this series, is going to have that third wild card spot. If the Mariners win, they're gonna have it. Astros, they gain a full game up on the Mariners, and then the Rangers. They should. This division's gonna be wrapped up. It should be. I think the Rangers, they are, I think that's who's going to end up winning. Who's going to end up winning the division is the Rangers. So, and they're playing against the Angels, so I expect them to win tonight, especially after losing yesterday. But, we're just going to have to wait and see, as I always say. The Blue Jays, I just was shaking my head last night just at the Blue Jays because that's a game that they should have won. They should have. No Aaron Judge. When I saw no Aaron Judge in the lineup yesterday, I was like, yeah, the Blue Jays should win this game. And they couldn't do anything against Yankee pitching. Did nothing against Michael King, did nothing against Johnny Brito, and they couldn't get any. They did get a base runner on against Clay Holmes, but and they did have some opportunities. They did have some opportunities because the bases were loaded at one point, and Michael King was able to get out of it. I think he struck out Vladimir Guerrero. But that might have been to get like the second out of the inning, and then they got somebody to pop out. I think that's what happened. Actually, let me take a quick look at the game from yesterday. But yeah, the Blue Jays did have their chances, but they just, they got nothing going. They didn't score anything. They didn't score any runs yesterday. So yeah, it was. Let's see, what inning was it? It was okay. So Kirk singled. So it was in the bottom of the third. So Alejandro Kirk singled. Springer walked. Bo Bichette walked, and then Guerrero struck out. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay. Yeah. Listen, the Blue Jays, they might still, they're still going to make it, I think. But, against the Yankees, that's the other thing, too. There was no Aaron Judge. No Aaron Judge, who's our best run producer, our best player, one of the best players in baseball. And you couldn't score any runs. Austin Wells hit a 2-run home run off of Jordan Romano. And that was the difference in the game. That was in the 9th inning. Now you got Garrett Cole on the mound. And you could lose that game. But again, it might not really affect you because you have the Mariners and the Astros, the teams behind you, playing each other right now. And it doesn't get easier. You're playing the Rays to finish the season. I mean, if the Blue Jays or the Astros, if one of them ends up, I mean, it's possible that at least one of them is going to miss the playoffs. Whoever it is, it's just going to be. I mean, more so for. I mean, well, the Astros. I mean, that's going to be disappointing. The Blue Jays, it's going to be just the same thing, different year. I mean, because. 2021, you fell short. 2022, Mariners, they beat you. They came back and beat you in a big way to eliminate you. And this year, I mean, you got a playoff spot, and now all of a sudden, what if the Yankees win tonight? I mean, again, it all depends on what happens in the Astros Mariners game. But it's just what are you doing? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But, I mean, I just couldn't help but say, I mean, I'm going to be talking about this on the show tomorrow. But this is just, I mean, how do you lose this game? You don't get any runs. And they have really good players. They have a very good team. It's just in big games, they shrink. Last night's a prime example of that. You're playing against a team that's not going anywhere. And last year, around this time last year, this team clinched the division in your house. Because if you remember, Vladimir Guerrero had a single. Walk-off single. And, the Yankees had to wait another day to clinch the division. But, he infamously was like, yeah, this is my house. This is my house. And then the next day, the Yankees won the division. And I love what Michael Kay said after the game where he was like, yeah, it was nice of Vladimir Guerrero to let the Yankees celebrate them clinching the division in his house. But again, what a difference a year makes. I mean, it went from winning the division in Toronto to maybe playing spoiler against Toronto, I guess. Yeah, that's great. Playing spoiler. We'll see what happens tonight. But with Garrett Cole, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because, I mean, he pitched very well against the Blue Jays Thursday. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah, Yankees are playing spoiler right now, taking 2 out of 3 against the Diamondbacks. They took the first game against the Blue Jays, and now they got Garrett Cole tonight. So, just want the season to end. I need this team to just take a break. But, yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, the 2 biggest games to focus on tonight is Cubs-Braves, Astros-Mariners. Are the Cubs going to be able to bounce back? As a Cubs fan, you hope so. I mean, that's a very tough loss. Anytime a team blows a lead like that, it's just, I mean, we saw it the other night with the Reds. I mean, they blew a 9-0 lead against the Pirates. It's it's tough, but it is what it is, and for those teams, you hope they bounce back. If you're a fan of those respective teams, whether it's the Cubs, the Blue Jays, or the Astros for that matter. So with that, that's pretty much it for today's show. I thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And shortly after this, I will be recording the Patreon content show for the day. So that's all the time that we got. I thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. Leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the video. And that's pretty much it. So I'm signing off. Kenneth Gruenfelder from the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.